Hey everybody, welcome back to my layout. So it's May 31st, 2015, and time for another layout update. We got some new stuff to show you guys. A few cars I got over the last month, as well as just the progress again on the Fremo module. It's just taken up just about all of my modeling time. So first things first, we'll have a look at some of these new cars. So first we'll have a look at the Tangent Pullman Standard 4750. This is the box that comes in. And I had to get the Manitoba one that's got the Manitoba crest on the side. And Tangent really did a nice job with these models. You can't, there's not enough that can be said of how well detailed they are and how nice these models actually run. They're great runners, they're nice and heavy, and a ton of prototypical detail. So yeah, you can tell with all the detail. It's a very nice model made by Tangent. They're a little bit more on the what would be considered, I think, the high-end side of the models. Like, they're fairly expensive, so I wouldn't be rushing to buy a unit train of these anytime soon. But it's nice to just buy one and have something nice to look at. It really is like a museum quality model. So next up, to have a look at cars that I got with these. A couple of these Trinity 25,500 gallon tank cars, and they are modern. They're like a modern crude oil car in the TILX reporting mark. These are very nice, also a very nice car done by Atlas Masterline. You see these on some of the modern crude cars. I've seen white ends like this, and I've also seen these blue ones, which is really cool. One thing that really jumped out to me, and I liked so much about them, is the plastic. I guess it'd be the safety railing here along the bottom, or brake rigging or whatever that is. But it's this laser straight, which is kind of unusual. Even Athearn Genesis tank cars, they're all warped, you know, after a little while. But these Atlas Masterline, I mean, we'll wait and see what happens. But they look just great right out of the box. Detail's awesome on them. The printing's really crisp. There you can see that laser straight, tiny plastic piping, and the brake rigging underneath looks great. The only drawback really to these cars is Atlas still puts their crappy McHenry or whatever they're called, Accumate or whatever, couplers on, so you'll end up having to change those out, but it's really the only bad thing on this car. See all the tank car data, super crisp. And there's the unloading hatch detail up on the top. So yeah, very nice car made by Atlas Masterline. Like I said, I bought one, and then I ended up ordering the other two road numbers because I like them so much. So I hope they make some more road numbers of these modern crude cars with the blue and white ends. And the last pieces of rolling stock I got in over the last month were a couple more of these 4,000 cubic foot coal/sulfur gondolas from North American Railcar Corporation. These are the ones that were relettered by CP for scrap service or tie service. We see them a lot come through here in scrap metal service, and they're really beat up now, but they're a really cool car and they have a lot of history. So like this one says, it's an old ex-Procore car, and then CP relettered it and stamped it for tie loading only. Really nice cars. You don't have to say much about them. Everybody knows how well detail these cars have. They're nice and heavy, they pull really well. Like we talked about in last month's video, they do have the semi-scale wheels, so you just got to be aware of that. So they are a little bit more sensitive to out of gauge track. And a couple guys commented in the last video, actually, if you just make sure the wheels are in if you gauge the wheels yourself, make sure they're right on the money, they have no problem running these on Atlas track and turnouts. So that's great. That's an awesome thing. I did not know that. So that's all the new stuff I got in over the last month, guys. Before we move on to the next thing we're going to look at, I just want to say one more thing about North American Railcar. Last month when we were looking at the Hawker Siddeley 4550 cubic foot grain cars, I was running them and I actually noticed that one of the Alberta cars had some damage on the ends, and the end supports, like on the very end that support the walkway up top and mounting for the handbrake and everything, they were all bent and warped really bad. So I tried to fix them, but I couldn't. It was almost like they were molded that way from the factory when the plastic was hot. I'll show you the pictures. So I sent the pictures to North American Railcar. I'm just saying, hey, look, you know, I think I got a damaged car here. And right away they sent back to me and told me they'd send me a replacement car. So a few weeks later, I got a brand new car in the mail, and they actually even gave me a different road number. I ended up getting an extra car, and if I can fix the one that's got the damaged ends, like if I take them off and replace them with brass or something and repaint them, and then now I got an extra car. So I thought that was really cool. That's good customer service. They said they guarantee their cars, and if something else right from a quality standpoint, right away they sent me a new car. So really cool. Kudos to them for that. So now that we've had a look at all the new stuff, guys, let's pop into the office and have a look at the progress I'm making on my Fremo module sand source. Okay guys, this is where I'm at, the latest kind of progress I've been making. All these bins are all secured in place. I just use that electrical silicone that I like so much. And the BF3 flasher is secured to the styrene there, and I use just another dab of silicone to secure that. It's all wired up, ready to go, and the wires come down through here, and there's a hole I drilled in the bottom support here where the wires will go through once I finish it and paint them and everything. So the bins are all kind of lightly weathered, and all that's left to do now is to secure this one. This goes over top of this, just like that, and secure it down, and then it'll be a matter of starting the each elevator leg to go to the different bin, which will be a fairly time-consuming process. Like getting all these different, I think there's 14 different ones that are going to run to each bin. So here you can see the BF3 circuit board is secured to the styrene, and that's kind of where its final resting place. Here are the leads that go up to the flasher on the very top, so they're hidden between the center of those black bins. And then the power supply wires drop down through two holes there and then into the structure part of it. There's a bit better of a view so you can see where they drop down. They'll come down the side of this styrene support here and through this hole. And once it's all finished, I will bend the wires so that they're tucked in, and then I'll paint them white to kind of try and hide them a bit more. And I was having a little bit more fun with the custom signs, so I added another 3 over on this side. So just like on the prototype, right on this beam they've got a sticker shaped like an arrow like that, pointing at a switch, and it says Railcar Pump Switch. And then down below it is a tiny little 1mm square sign that says Emergency Kill Switch. And taking a guess, I don't know for sure, but they unload hydrochloric acid tank cars at this facility, so I'm guessing this is an emergency stop for the pumps for that system. So in addition to those ones, I made another little sign that's on the prototype. This tiny one here, it says danger, do not enter. It's just a sign to warn truck drivers that they can't go in this way. It's a one-way loading. Here's the front view of what the structure looks like. And close-up of the main sign there that's on the front of the front square bin. So it's a couple weeks later, and I've got all the elevator legs roughly cut to length, as well as the I don't know what you call these little blue things, maybe the valves or a diverter valve or something. So the diverter valves are just a round dowel that's painted blue. These gray elevator legs are the plastic Walthers ones that came with the 2 kits that I'm poaching parts from. And these outer ones that are really long are good old utility marking flags. And these are really easy to come by. They had, when I dug my fence a couple of years ago, they had marked the utilities out, so being a model railroader, I knew there'd be a something I could do with this later on, and sure enough, a couple of years later, found a purpose for them, and they make really good long elevator legs, because the Walthers ones aren't long enough. So that's what those are. And once they're almost exact same diameter. They're really close. They're a little bit smaller. But once I paint, everything's gonna get painted silver, all the elevator legs, and then as well as these brass supports will get painted blue, the same color as the diverters, get put on there. And once they're painted, I can start cutting them to their final length and installing them permanently. So we're getting really close to the end. It's getting exciting. Try to work on this on the odd rainy day and see if I can get it finished. So that's everything that I've been working on up to the end of May. As always, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you're having a good spring and start of summer. We'll see you next time.